spoken a lot about how I wrote Fuel to the Flame, and I guess it's about when you hit your rock bottom, and when you're down there, you realise that the only way's up from there. It can only get better, and that kind of happened to me during the lockdown.
Right, let's finally talk about it. Fuel to the Flame, the debut single by Rianne Downey, out the 19th of February, which is just 8 days away. How does that feel?
I feel like I've said surreal so many times already. But again, it is very surreal. It's what I've kind of worked my full life for, and in 8 days it's going to be out there for the world to hear. It's so exciting, nerve-wracking, but so exciting.
Am I right in thinking it was recorded in Parr Street in Liverpool?
Yes, you're correct. With Chris Taylor and James Skelly produced it.
James Skelly, a very experienced person, a very good name to have attached to your very first single.
Oh, aye, very.
And Parr Street as well, a very famous studio and a very good name again to have attached to your first single. How was that experience going down to Liverpool to do this work?
It was amazing. It was absolutely brilliant. I was quite nervous before I went down because I had never recorded in a studio or anything before, so I didn't know what to expect. But I went in, and as soon as I went in, they both said morning, and James handed me a guitar and was like, right, let's go into the wee booth and get what's it called? Like get the guitar and the vocals down, and it just all came so easily. It was a lot of work just trying to get it perfect and things like that, but it was a brilliant experience. They both made me feel so at ease, and when I left I was like, right, what am I going to write next? I want to get back in there as soon as I can.
How do you find the writing process, and have you been writing the whole time that you've been like sort of posting covers and that, or has this sort of been a sort of new experience?
So I had never written a song myself. I had wrote 3 or 4 with Dylan, because he was a lot more experienced than me, and that was a few years ago now, but I never ever thought that I was kind of capable of doing it myself. And then in lockdown, once I had been uploading covers for a couple of months, people were asking for my own stuff, and what I had I wasn't happy with, and I was like, do you know what, I'm just going to bite the bullet and do it and just try and write. And kind of loads of songs just fell out of me. I think they had been kind of in me for a while, but I just didn't believe in myself enough to do it. And so that's how it started. So it started writing in about July this year.
So it is a fairly new experience then. How have you found it?
I love it. It's like therapy. It's like free therapy. So it is. It's dead enjoyable, and I always try to have like a message in my songs. I always want them to mean something to people, and when I'm writing about things that mean a lot to me and that I hope will mean a lot to other people, it's dead rewarding. It's a great experience, and it's great just trying to experiment with different sounds, different rhythms, like things like that. So it's a never-ending trial and error, but it's brilliant.
Fantastic. And if I'm right in saying, and I'm coming across as a bit of a gossip here because I've already brought up Dylan and asked how he was and all that, but I seem to notice that Alex from the Lathams was kicking about whilst you were in Parr Street. Would I be right in saying that?
Yes, yeah, right. Me and Alex we're brilliant pals. He's my wee support system down in Wigan. So he came along to Parr Street. He gave me a lift, so he did.
Oh, nice.
So we're good pals.
Again, another name of another band that are doing fantastically at the moment, that are part of the, as you called it, sports streams. Another fantastic name to have.
Yeah, the Lathams, sorry. They're smashing it, absolutely smashing it. There's no one else like them right now. I think Alex's voice is one of the best voices I've ever heard, 100%. They're amazing.
I'm guessing having them about, especially if you're new to the writing, is going to be good, because I can't think of anyone that writes songs like the Lathams just now. They're
Oh
completely
no.
unique. They're fantastic. They're really sort of like, you can feel like there's a lot of emotion coming out of them.
Yeah, definitely. And every song that they hit you with, you'd never expect from them, which is brilliant. They're always surprising you. Alex is very, very talented. They all are so talented.
It's it feels like a long time coming, actually. This, I feel like I've been, so I saw the Caledonia cover. It feels like 5 years ago now. It can't surely be that long ago, but it does feel like it's been a while since sort of your name started cropping up. How come now would seem like the right time for you to release your own single and go for it?
Well, I think it has taken for the lockdown to come about. It's been one of the things, I think, it breaks you and then makes you. I, I've spoken a lot about how I wrote Fuel to the Flame, and I guess it's about when you hit your rock bottom, and when you're down there, you realise that the only way's up from there. It can only get better, and that kind of happened to me during the lockdown, which I think it's happened to a lot of people. It's not been good for anybody, but once that happened, I just kind of thought, I've got nothing else to lose here. I might as well try and make something of myself doing what I love. And that's just kind of how it came about. I was like, right, I can either do it or I don't, and that's it. So I was like, no, I'm going to do it.
I was going to ask what you could tell me about the single. So it's sort of about, picking yourself back up from the bottom. So it sounds like it's quite personal to you and sort of tells a story of yours, I guess. Is there sort of any worries about the sort of like, when you were writing it, especially if you're new to the writing bit of it, writing so from the heart and like sort of feeling a bit exposed, or was it just, does that actually help because you feel like the emotions coming out into it?
Yeah, at the time, it definitely is the best way to write for me. Now that the song's coming out, you do feel a bit like, oh no, like everybody's going to know my business. But I think that is totally the best way to write, because you're just being unapologetically you and letting people know what you think. And I've kind of come to realise over the lockdown that talking to people and getting your feelings out and listening to what other people have to say is the healthiest thing to do for your mind. And I just hope that what I'm saying in my songs can speak to a lot of people that might not have a support system around them that they can open up to, or if they're not ready to open up to people and things like that. So I think if you write from the heart, then it can open other people's hearts, if you want if you want to say it like that.
And there's a lot of people who are, I'm going to guess, they're going to see it and be in the sports team and that. How much of a help do you think it is? I can't imagine there's many sort of people coming up to release their debut single that have already got the sort of social media following and the like fan base in place that you've got already. Does that help you at all, sort of nerves with it coming out?
No.
No.
um,
Does that just seem like more people that could be upset about it?
Yeah, to be honest, I'm like that. Oh no, like I'm all up. What if I release it and everybody's like, don't like this? But I will be very surprised if that does happen, because everyone that I've got that supports me are just the they're just the best group of people, and they're so into new music. And even though it is covers that I've been putting up, it's covers with my kind of sound put to them. So I do think that people will enjoy it, but it definitely doesn't stop the nerves, because I've got so many people now that are waiting to hear it. I'm like, oh, whereas if I didn't have that, just like putting it out and like, oh, maybe someone will like it, but I've got people kind of waiting, so it can make it a bit more nerve-wracking.
Is there a temptation at all when you're writing the song to sort of think about, there's got to be a little bit of you that's thinking about the covers, particularly the ones that have done well, and sort of there's got to be some sort of temptation to try and copy them a little bit, even though you know you shouldn't? Or was it completely just, no, I'm just doing this my own way, and if the people that were here for the covers don't like it, then that's a shame?
Yeah, it was the latter. I just wrote how I wanted to write, and I wrote music that I would like to listen to myself, and I just hope that everybody else likes it. I've just struggled to kind of copy, I guess. I'm someone that has to be very. I'm not someone that can really like lie or things like that. I've never been a good liar. I'm just always someone that needs to be not totally myself, but totally true to myself. And it came to me more naturally just writing what I want to write rather than copying what other people had already wrote, because they've done that and they've done it brilliantly. But it's time for me to try what I can do, and hopefully I'll do it brilliantly, but we'll see.